Hello, I'm Stephen Koprince, Managing Partner of Koprince Law, LLC. And today I want to discuss an important GAO decision regarding how agencies must evaluate cost realism. Now, when an agency performs a cost realism evaluation under a solicitation that involves significant labor costs, the agency must evaluate offerors' proposed rates of employee compensation, not just the offeror's fully burdened labor rates. In a recent bid protest decision, the GAO held that an agency erred by basing its realism evaluation solely on offerors' fully burdened labor rates without considering whether the direct rates of employee compensation were sufficient to recruit and retain qualified personnel. The GAO's decision is called CalNet Inc. If you'd like to look it up for yourself in the GAO's docket online, the docket number is B-413386.2. The decision was issued on October 28, 2016. The CalNet decision involved a Navy task order solicitation for a range of technical services to be provided to the Naval Sea Systems Command Pacific Enterprise Data Center. The solicitation was issued to holders of the Navy's Seaport E IDIQ contract and contemplated the award of a cost plus fixed fee task order. Under the solicitation, offerors were to propose personnel in 13 separate labor categories. For each labor category, offerors were to provide information on their direct labor rates as well as the indirect rates to be applied to those direct rates. In its cost evaluation of proposals, the Navy collected information about identical labor categories under 22 other contracts, including the incumbent contract for the same services. Using this information, the Navy created what it called a range of realistic, fully burdened hourly rates. These ranges were, in some cases, quite broad. For example, the GAO decision notes that the program manager category ranged from a realistic range of $69.44 per hour all the way up to a high range of $228.93 per hour. The Navy only found a rate to be unrealistic if it fell below these established ranges. Of the 186 rates examined by the agency, only 3 actually fell below the ranges. Unsurprisingly, then, the Navy made very few cost adjustments to offerors' proposals. The Navy then awarded the task order to a company called Universal Consulting Services, Inc., which had the lowest evaluated cost. CalNet Inc. was an unsuccessful competitor of UCS. It filed a GAO bid protest. CalNet argued in part that the Navy's cost realism evaluation was flawed and inadequate. The GAO explained that, quote, whereas here an agency evaluates proposal for the award of a cost reimbursement type contract, the agency is required to perform a cost realism evaluation to determine the extent to which each offeror's proposed costs represent what the contract costs are likely to be. End quote. Such an evaluation ordinarily involves consideration of the realism of the various elements of each offeror's proposed costs, as well as whether each offeror's proposal reflects a clear understanding of the requirements to be performed. In this case, the GAO said that although the cost of the contract is driven almost entirely by the cost of labor, the Navy's cost evaluation was confined entirely to consideration of fully burdened hourly rates. However, the GAO continued, whereas here a cost reimbursement contract's cost is driven in significant measure by labor costs, agencies are required to evaluate the offeror's direct labor rates to ensure that they are realistic. The policy behind this requirement is logical, the GAO explained. Quote, unless an agency evaluates the realism of the offeror's proposed direct rates of compensation as opposed to its fully burdened rates, the agency has no basis to determine whether or not these rates are realistic to attract and retain the types of personnel to be hired, end quote. The GAO found that the Navy has no basis to conclude whether or not the offeror's proposed direct rates of compensation are realistic because no analysis of those rates was ever performed. The GAO sustained CalNet's protest. Now, the underlying purpose of a cost realism evaluation is, as its name suggests, to determine whether an offeror's proposed costs are realistic in light of the solicitation's specific requirements. As the CalNet protest demonstrates, where a cost reimbursement solicitation includes significant labor costs, it's insufficient for an agency to limit its cost evaluation to fully burdened labor rates. Instead, the agency must evaluate each offeror's direct rates of compensation for realism.